That right there, that's how you beat Iowa at Kinnick Stadium. You protect your quarterback. Quarterback makes smart plays. You don't turn the football over, and you grind it out, baby. It seems to me like this great Iowa defense, and this is a great Iowa defense, is kind of being wasted on what's happening in the offensive side of the ball. Like I said in the preview, this defense kind of can hang on for so long. I thought the Iowa defense played a solid game against Michigan. I did not think Michigan was going to explode for a ton of points in this football game. Iowa was going to contain them. I think that's a good word. They didn't stop them. They definitely didn't stop them. They contained, I think, what Michigan has and what they can do on offense. But once again, this Iowa offense, it just holds them back. They are getting better offensively, but no, what do you go from dead last in the NCAA to 110th? That's kind of how things are progressing. It's a very slow progression right now for the University of Iowa. I feel coming into this game, Michigan's like, okay, we're fine leaving our defensive backs on an island, one-on-one against these Iowa wide receivers, tight ends, whatever, because we know those Iowa wide receivers can't separate, and even if they do, Spencer Petras is going to hit them in the hands about 50% of the time. So coming into this game, and you saw that reflected as this game progressed at Kinnick Stadium, that Michigan was going to sell out in the front seven. Another reason for that was that weak Iowa offensive line, especially late in this game, man. As this game progressed, Michigan got better on the defensive line, led by Mike Morris. And this is a pass rush. We talked all about in the offseason. No Ojabo, no Hutchinson. What's going to happen to this Michigan pass rush? I think this Michigan pass rush is slowly but surely getting better. And slowly but surely, you can look at guys like Harrell, you look at guys like Morris, you look at guys like Oki coming off the edge. This is a Michigan pass rush that continues to get better, and it's going to continue to be a threat on defense. Now, one thing I really liked about Michigan, they didn't put a ton of pressure on J.J. McCarthy. You have a young quarterback going into a hostile environment, a great defense. You need to take the pressure off of J.J. They did that. And that's, I think, how Michigan wants to play football. You saw it last week against Maryland. Running the football, balanced offense. We saw a lot of high-flying type of points against the non-conference teams, but once you get into Big Ten play, the defenses and the teams get better. You got to take pressure off of a young quarterback, even though a talented young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy. They did exactly that. Because when you take the pressure off of him, when he has to make a play, he can, because he's not expected to do it every single down. That's exactly what happened with J.J. McCarthy. Calm, cool, collected. Although these last two games against Maryland and Iowa haven't been outstanding or explosive, so to speak, statistically, he's impressed me with the way he's made big plays when he has to. Especially for a young kid coming in, first time quarterback starting at a program like Michigan, what he's been able to do in crunch time on third downs, etc., has impressed me. I think they got a good formula going. Maybe the offense won't be as explosive and high-powered like we maybe thought earlier in the season. This is a Michigan team that's bringing it all together. Blake Corum is the engine right now. When Blake Corum goes off, that kind of makes everything turn, because when you run the ball, not as much pressure on J.J. McCarthy, but then when J.J. has to throw, he's got really good weapons down the field, and I really like what they did today. Iowa, it wasn't too difficult to defend them today. A lot of dump-offs to the tight ends, a lot of screens, not a lot of downfield threats until late in this football game when Michigan already had a 20-point lead. It was easy to defend. I mentioned that before, the defensive backs. They were fine being on an island today. That's not the issue. I love how Michigan played this game. Really, not blowing teams out that's not a big deal to me. Because the Big Ten, no matter what the national media wants to tell you, the Big Ten is a tough schedule week in and week out. And these wins do not concern me. Last week, a one-possession game against Maryland. This week, where Iowa was able to come back late, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. These are tough, hard-fought victories for Michigan. They're going to continue to get better week in and week out. Man, Iowa's got to fix that offensive line, because this offense was already bad. It's already not a good offense. But this O-line, if you continue to be porous and you continue to have issues they're going to continue to not score a lot of points, and thus they're not going to continue to win a lot of football games. The key to beating Iowa, and that's what happened here today, and I'm going to wrap this up with this, plain sound football. Don't turn the football over. Don't be baited in by what Iowa wants to do, and Michigan did exactly that. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. You think Michigan is still a top 5 team? You think Michigan is still a good contender after kind of allowing Iowa in the game late? And what do you see the future for the University of Iowa? Hawkeye fans, are you still very concerned? You think the offense, can they get better? Let me know. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I'm Big Ten Ted. We will see you in the next one.